All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trade. Today is Friday, February 11th, 2022. So I'm sure everyone's heard the headlines by now. PBS reporter reported that Russia is going to invade Ukraine. Um, so far, there's been a lot of conflicting, reports and speculation going on. But it does appear that it is likely to happen. But I don't think we have any official statement from the White House yet or anything like that. Um, but we have all until Monday for this to get sorted out. So who knows? An hour from now, it could get refuted. But that is the headline right now. Also, another headline is 11:30 on Monday morning. We will have a Fed emergency meeting in regards to rate hikes. So that's something that they're going to talk about in the meeting. Obviously, with that high CPI print, really the onus is on the Fed now, and they're way behind the curve. So already we're getting a ton of Black Monday talk in the market, and the market got slammed down 2% today. Triple Q's down over 3%, Dow down 1.5%. Russell, the Russell's still kind of holding up here, which has just been strange lately. Down just 1%, and it's held its held its 20-day moving average even. So Russell's been strangely a strong one here lately, but everything getting hit here. See the VIX got through that 30 handle, did come way off the highs though. And the market didn't really bid that much. So the VIX came way off the highs, but the market really couldn't get off the lows there too much. Really in the last 20 minutes, you got a little bit of a pop and then another little reversal. A lot of people not wanting to hold into the weekend, so stuff like that going on. And yeah, a lot of fear and a lot of confusion out there right now. So anyways, basically, also remember next week is OpEx too. So there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of game playing. There's going to be a lot of news, lots of rumors, moving the stocks around, and really only want to take the best chart setups right now. Only take things that are into rock solid levels. Don't gamble on things and don't overposition yourself. We did close out another winner today, and we also took our first loser of the year. So 20 of 21 to start the year. So it was bound to happen at some point. We stopped at a Tesla. I like this inside bar pattern, but we closed below that green bar low, and just paring back risk going into the weekend because again, there's a lot of Black Monday talk, and it's not unfounded. So we could gap down Monday. There's a possibility of that. Just trying to pare back some risk here, but we did take a winner on CarMax. Close out the second half of that position. So nice 2021 to start the year, up 8% year to date. So nice moves there at Carnivore Trades. And it will be going up to $15 on the 14th. So just so everybody knows, if you want to lock in that $5 a month price, come in and do that now. Before Monday. Anyways, here, let's flip over. Let's talk about some sectors. Let's go over our usual report here. So Triple Q is getting hit, lost that 350 level. The spiders did hold 440 though, so that is important. We talked about this level coming back down yesterday. I said it's probably going to get hit now that we've reversed off the highs. That has happened. It did hold for the meantime, but obviously still not a great look here. The Dow did hold this area on the diamond here, about 347, that kind of breakout area. So it's sitting right on that, got a little bit off the lows there. And we looked at the Russell a minute ago. This one kind of held that 200 handle. After it got up to that, basically up to 210 here, and I knew that was going to be resistance. But Russell actually not in terrible shape, as we talked about earlier. Let's take a look at the semis. So these got hit really hard today. So down 5% here on the semiconductors. SMH, take a look at the weekly. Starting to potentially build a bear base here. So not the greatest look there. For the semis, IGV also getting whacked really hard, down 3.5 here. So just a big brutal reversal there for cloud software stocks. Dow Transports, again, we talked about how was it going to make a lower low? Well, we didn't have to wait long to figure that one out. So we did make that lower low here. Now it did, again, it held the 15,000 handle. So there's lots of things kind of coming into local support here. And Monday's Fed meeting is really going to move the market. It's going to determine where we go here. But in the meantime, lots of volatility. Dow Jones holding that Dow Transport's at least holding 15,000 for now. Home builders getting hit, down 1.5. VNQ also getting hit today, down 1% here. And rates, so we got to talk about rates. Obviously, they reversed. And with the higher rate, we know it's not good for real estate stocks, but rates came back in, but everything got hit today. So The home builders didn't really get helped out very much. Everything was just getting hit here. By the way, we closed out our TBT position yesterday, and look at that reversal there. So now we're seeing bonds bid a little bit here, 30-year coming back in a little bit. So we're seeing bonds bid a little bit here as there's kind of a risk-off trade. So, bonds, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, there's inflation, but then there's also other, risk-off factors. And fear and uncertainty being one of them. So that is where you're seeing a flight into bonds right now. High yield debt absolutely getting smoked here as well. So anything risk is just selling off right now. It's got to hold this 82 handle here. So this little pivot low, we did close below that, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. You got a lot of support right in here, all this chop, but high yield just getting whacked, and that's been kind of a leading indicator for risk off. You can say just pretty much gone straight down. Hasn't really gotten any sort of a bid really since December. So high yield debt getting smoked here as well. Financials coming back in with the yields coming down today. So obviously that correlation is still intact. XLF taking a bit of a hit today, but still holding up pretty well here. Broker dealers coming in off the highs. Morgan Stanley made a new all-time high yesterday before closing red and following through to the downside today. Bank of America right into this little double top, little pullback off of that. Goldman had a couple of tail candles here. That 50 moving average held on the upside. JPM tried to hammer on that 200 moving average a few times and now pulling back a little bit. So financials coming in. They're still holding up okay, though. So they're still a stronger horse in the race right now, but obviously coming back in. Just pretty much a red day across the board. The only area that was really green was, energy again. So XLE, another 52-week high. XOP, very close to 52-week highs, and the OIH broke out of this little range here, and that is very close to making 52-week highs. Let's take a look at crude here. So crude getting above 94. I believe it touched, let's see the high, 94.66. So, this is why I haven't shorted crude. I get a lot of questions like, oh, can I short this energy stock? Can I short that energy stock? And, I'll be honest, I like the levels. I mean, this XLE, I showed you this monthly area. That necktie, it's a good level, and you're also coming into, this red bar here. So usually that's a good area to, I would say that's a good area for a short, but the problem is it's just geopolitical stuff right now. And that's why I've avoided that. But crude has just been a tank here, and it's just not showing any signs that it wants to pull back here. So we'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. Is it getting overbought? Is there probably a little bit of hype going on? Yeah. But, for right now, there's nothing really wrong with the charts. So if you're going to short any of these energy stocks, be very careful with it, and, limit your position size. That's all I'll say. Anyways, energy holding up nicely. Nat gas here did get a bid, so it did hold that $4 level. We talked about that previous little pivot high there. That was kind of the previous inside bar that you broke out of. So that held up for now. Maybe that gets a bit of a bid, but nat gas has been all over the map, and just look at that sell-off there after that huge move above 550. So just crazy volatility in energy markets right now. Dollar index getting a bid. So coming off the lows here, obviously with a risk-off, narrative, that's going to, help the dollar. If you can close above this red bar high here at 96.25, then you have a failed inside bar, and that would probably take you back up to the high. So dollar index getting a bid here with risk-off. Another area that is getting a bid with risk-off is gold. So you can see clearly right here, getting above that trend line high. And gold's in good shape right now. We did close above this red bar high here. So that's a failed inside bar on the weekly. So that is a very good positive. The problem is you still have this inside bar here on the monthly. And that is the more dominant time frame. Now, we'll give gold the upside bias for now. It's had a huge pop today, huge risk off, went up with the dollar. Bonds coming back in, or bond yields coming back in, also probably helping out here. But, the Fed meeting can move this. The Fed meeting probably will, it will affect gold. It will affect everything. And for right now, we're just seeing kind of a panic bid here. But in the near term, it got above that trend line here, and now it's going to test this high here at 1880. So gold with a nice power bid here. But just, if we get above that monthly, we'll show you it again here. If we close above this monthly red inside bar, then gold goes to all-time highs very quickly. But until that happens, kind of just giving it a neutral to, slight upside bias here in the near term. But anyway, nice power move for gold. Silver also getting a bid. Still couldn't take out yesterday's high, so I thought that was interesting. But silver also has kind of an industrial component to it as well as monetary. So there is that kind of caveat there. Platinum, I still love this pattern. This is holding up really well. This is setting up for a move higher. And palladium getting a bit as well, although this pattern isn't as mature as the one on platinum, but still holding up okay. Copper, strangely enough, coming back off the highs here. So this, again, failed to get above 451 on a weekly basis. I got to think this is going to break down, honestly. It's had so many chances to break out. Now you're closing back below that resistance on a weekly time frame. I just got to give it kind of a negative bias here, to be honest. But yeah, again, your levels on the downside of 425. You guys know that. And obviously, a weekly close above 451 would be a positive. But I'm just not convinced of anything copper can do right now until it really proves it. Anyways, move over to crypto here. So let's talk about Bitcoin. See Bitcoin holding up the best out of all of all these other cryptos. Ether down 4%, Doge 3, Litecoin 5, XRP down 5. Some of the smaller coins down even more. And again, that's to be expected here. So this is a risk-off move, and really only the best of breeds are going to perform. However, Bitcoin only down 2%. It's not a huge move for Bitcoin. It's really not. You are seeing it. It did reject this trend line essentially. It kind of came up here and kissed it basically. But Bitcoin pulling in off that trend line. And again, a risk-off kind of environment, and just proving again that Bitcoin is a risk asset. It's not a risk-off asset, at least not right now. And we look at what gold did today. Gold acting like a risk-off asset, and treasury yields coming back in, acting like risk-off. Dollar up, acting like risk-off. We're starting to see a little bit more traditional kind of indicators in this environment right now. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Be very careful next week. There's going to be lots of rumors. There's going to be a lot of fake news out there. There's going to be a lot of game playing. We do have OPEX. Remember that straddle on the spiders here. That 450 straddle for next week is going to be very important. I wouldn't be surprised to see us chop sideways all week long, to be honest. But we'll see what happens. If we get really bad news over the weekend, we could gap down. Otherwise, we could get some news that kind of calms the market into Monday. So we'll see what the policymakers do. But anyways, guys, you take care. Come join me at carnivoretrades.com, and I will talk to you all next week.